Hello, this is the first in a series on how to develop a Emby Media Server plugin. The plugin environment is pretty straightforward. We're going to be using Visual Studio, developing in C#, and later we'll develop in JavaScript. The first thing we want to do is open a new project. We want to make sure that it is a class library with .NET Standard selected, and we're going to call this Emby Plugin Demo. Okay. Here our solutions been loaded, so we're going to right-click on our Emby Plugin Demo. We're going to come down to Open File in Explorer. We're going to come over here and open the Emby Plugin Demo CS project file. In our property group, we're going to add an assembly version, and we're going to put that as 1.0.0.0. And we're also going to add a file version. And we are going to match our assembly version. Under our property group, we're going to add a new item group, which is going to have our package reference in it for Emby Server Core. I'm just going to copy and paste this in. So we have an item group with a new tag, which is a package reference, which includes Media Browser Server Core. This version that I'm using is 42040. And underneath that, we're also going to have another package reference, which is going to include system.memory version 453. These versions might need to be updated later. Okay. We're going to save this. We're going to close it out. And when we come back to our solution, we can see under our dependencies, we have a NuGet for Media Browser, Server Core, and System Memory. Let's make our code larger. Next, we're going to rename our class1.cs file to plugin. And in our solution, we're going to add a new folder and call that configuration. Inside our configuration folder, we're going to add a new class called plugin configuration. We're going to make that public, and that plugin configuration is going to inherit base plugin configuration. Okay. Now we're going to open our plugin class again. Come back over here. And our plugin class is going to inherit base plugin, and it's going to take our plugin configuration that we just created. We are also going to implement two interfaces, the eye has thumb image interface, the I has web pages interface. Going to implement all the missing members. Okay. So our next goal, in order to make our plugin development simpler, is to create a public static plugin so that we can reference this in other classes easily. We're going to call that instance with a get and a set, and in our constructor we are going to set instance to this. The name is going to be Emby plugin demo. Next, we're going to look at the get thumb image function, which is going to return a stream to Emby of the image that we want to have displayed in our catalog or installed plugins. So we'll come over here and we'll add an existing item. I've downloaded a thumb image prior to recording this. I'm going to add that image to our solution, and we're going to hit properties, and we're going to make sure that the build action on this is an embedded resource. Next, we're going to say var type equals get type, and this function will return type assembly. So we're going to use reflection in order to find this inside our project. Get manifest stream, which is going to take in the namespace, which is our type namespace, and dot thumb JPEG. Next, we're going to look at our public image format. So our thumb image, we're going to create an arrow function, and this is an image format of JPEG. Let's save our work. Okay. Next, we need a way to reference our plugin. So we need to create a GUID. To do that, we'll come up to Tools, Create GUID, which opens this. I find that number 6 is good. We're going to copy that, close this out. Over here, we're going to write a public override GUID. We're going to call it ID, and it is going to return in the arrow function a new GUID like this. And what I'll do is I'll just comment out this and copy what we got from our create GUID app. I just want the ID and the quotes. I'm going to copy that and put that right into our new GUID function. Okay. So this finishes our initial setup for an Emby Media Server plugin. In our next video, we'll look at setting up our web pages and how to properly reference them inside our plugin. So if you're following along and you find this useful and you don't want to miss the next episode, please subscribe to the channel, throw a like if you thought it was useful so far, and we'll see you again.